Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Stormblood. In the last episode, we cleared through Castrum Abania, reached the cannon control room, had a bit of an engagement with Fordola. She obviously has received some sort of upgrades from the Imperials, so she was able to escape, but we seized the facility, eliminated the threat of the cannon, so that's a win. Now we're over here in the village of Cold Hearth, because Ralbon invited us over here because he wanted to show us something, which we'll find out in a moment what that is. And we also have an Aether Current quest over here as well to do. Right there, closing up shop. So we'll see what that's all about. And hopefully, we're just about done in this zone. And be moving on to the locks. Alright, we shall see how things are going to go here. Let's go ahead and talk to the Aether Current quest giver first. See what he wants. And then we'll go talk to Ralbon. Alright. Alright, you're one of those adventurers, aren't you? Travel this way and that, always helping folks? Well, I believe I speak for all of us here when I say we need your help. I'm sure you've noticed, but we don't have much. The only reason we get by is a merchant who comes and sells us supplies. I say sell, but it's so cheap you might as well give it away. Trouble is, without so much as a word, he suddenly stopped coming. I'd go and search for him myself, but anyone who could have kept watch while I'm gone has been conscripted by those damn Imperials. Would you try asking around at Radiata if anyone's seen him? He always talked about going there, so I figure it's a good place to start. Alright, we'll get to that. Let's just make sure the Ralbon isn't going to be giving us anything that'll be heading us in that direction as well. So let's have a chat. And this is an Aether Current as well. Alright, so that's going to be the last one we'll need. Perfect. Ayame, Lise, I brought you both here for a reason. Okay. Ah, cutscene.
I wanted to show you this house. My house.
You mean, this is where you grew up?
Aye. Not much to look at, is it? Same could be said of the village. It was damn near impossible to live off the land, barren as it was, which is why so many of us traded our plowshares for swords. Swords and uniforms, mind. We became military men. Tensions were rising between Alamigo and the Empire, and there was always a need for more soldiers to watch the border. It was only a matter of time before the first skirmishes broke out. It's a frightening thing to face Magitech armor for the first time. But, after a lot of trial and error, I found ways to bring them down. After a few victories, people even said I had a knack for it. And then one day they hit us. Hard. I was wounded and sent home to recover. Back here.
Will you remain silent for fear of the Mad King's vengeance? Of his eyes and ears in the shadows and his knives in the dark? You, who call this living dishonor our nation. It is but a slow death. Liberty or death. Liberty or death! If this be your creed, then raise up your hands, raise up your voices! Together we will tear Theodoric from the throne! Together we will reclaim our freedom! Send you home to mend, did they?
Aye, sir. Garlean's got the better of us. The chirurgeons say I'm healing well, so it won't be long now.
Liberty or death, is it? Tell me, soldier. What do you think those words mean?
We must needs be willing to die for liberty.
Spoken like a true patriot. But liberty should not be the end in of itself. Liberty is a chance to build something better. A stronger, more prosperous home for our people. It's not quick or easy work. And it is never truly finished. But if you neglect it, then sooner or later, you look up to find you've traded one tyrant for another.
Well, sir, I've never asked for much. Never wanted to live like a king, just wish it were a little bit easier is all. For me and everyone else. And I'm willing to die for that, if that's what it takes.
Dying is easy, soldier. Living is harder. Rest, mend. Regain your strength. You'll need it in the days to come. And mayhap one day we will need it too.
Conrad chose you as his successor, Lys, and I will not gainsay his decision. I have but one question to ask. Liberty or death? Those were Curtis's words and his creed. Will you swear by your father's creed before your comrades and the gods?
Liberty or death. That's all you can hope for in war. Father understood that. And you want to know if I do too. I swear to you, here and now, I will fight until the end. Be it liberty or be it death. But the freedom we win must be for every Alamegan, even ones like Fordola, though they may hate us, and the Ananta, though they may fear us. We'll fight, and we'll talk, and we'll find a way to make it work for all of us. Compared to all that, retaking our home will seem like the easy part.
A good oath. And there is naught else to say. You are indeed your father's daughter.
Alright, there we go. Learn a little bit about Lisa's father there. Alright, so let's see. What else does Ralbon have for us? So even a bland man could see that Lys wasn't herself. Not that I don't understand. To be thrust into a position of authority under such circumstances, to be made responsible for the lives of so many, it isn't easy. And when you see your friend get cut down before your eyes, it only gets harder. I'll wager she thought Alice was dead for a moment back there. 'Tis one thing to risk your life for a cause, but to risk that of another is a burden no soldier is ever truly ready to shoulder. The fear, the guilt, it weighs on her, and that's good. It will make her a better commander. But first she needs to learn to carry it, not let it break her, to remember that some causes are worth fighting for. Liberty or death. Her father's words gave me strength once. Mayhap they'll do the same for her now. Right then. I think I've said enough. The two of you can head back. I mean to stay a bit longer. Yeah, so we're in Ralbon's hometown. Alright. What does Lise have to say here? I understand. He's been away for a long time and he probably wants to be alone for a while. Let's head back to Radiata. Yes, let's head back to Radiata. In fact, that is where I am headed anyway. So I'll ride back over there. Of course, Lisa's going to want us to talk to her on the way. Right, wait. Am I the only one who feels like I'm being watched? I don't know if it's Imperials or bandits, but I know there's more than one of them. Let's split up. You head northwest, I'll head northeast. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. How far are we going to go? A little ways, so I'll go ahead and hop back on the chocobo. Let's see. What does it say? Look out for suspicious individuals on the way to Ratiata. We have some suspicious individuals. Hello. Seven hells, she's seen us. Sod it. Dead's as good as alive to the Imperials. Oh, really now? Some strange things going on with my directional controls there. Alright, well, we took care of those guys. Let's rendezvous with Lise. See if she ran into the same issue we did. It appears she did. They attacked you too, didn't they? I had no choice. They're Alamegan, not even conscripts by the look of them, barely adults. In fact, some of their faces look familiar. Wait, I remember. They're from Radiata. They must have seen us when we were looking for Stark. They probably thought the Imperials would reward them if they captured or killed. Oh gods, Alice and Elfino could be in danger too. We have to get back to Radiata and find Nago. Alright. There's a Nago. Alright, what's all this about? You two look ready for a fight. We were ambushed by villagers outside of Radiata and thought they might try to attack you too. Are you alright? Aye, we're fine. The twins are at Stark's. Alice was asleep last I checked. I'm sorry, did you say you were ambushed by villagers? not soldiers? Did they not see what we just did to Castrum Abania? God's damned fools. Lise, Ayame, we overheard you talking. The ones that attacked you, they were young, less than 20 summers? I thought so. It's always the young ones, the ones who have only ever known the occupation. They're the ones you've got to look out for. See, the only decent work to be found in Radiata is for the Imperials, and everyone knows it. Children grow up knowing it. They have it pounded into their skulls that the best they can hope for is to serve an Imperial officer. Bloody fools, after everything they've seen us accomplish, they ought to be begging to fight for the Resistance, not against us. They've been living in the shadow of a castrum their whole lives. A few victories won't change that. You get some who can't wait to spit in a soldier's eye, but they get beaten for their trouble, or worse. Even so. And the ones that don't fight back, but refuse to beg, well, they just starve. Beat the dog that bites his master's hand, and ignore the dog that refuses to do his bidding. See? In the end, the ones that learn to abide are the ones that survive. Now, you may say that's all about the change, and I believe you. Many here do. But a young man or woman who grew up only knowing what he knows has got every reason to doubt. Remember that. Do what you have to, if it comes to it, but remember that. Right, the sooner we liberate Alamigo and bring an end to the occupation, the better. Only then can we show these youths that things do not have to be this way. Only then will they know what it means to live free. We're going to build a new home for ourselves, together. A better home than they've ever known. Alright, we don't need any of the gear. We'll take that, and we'll get our Aether Current. Alright, so I think before we take Lisa's quest to move on, I'm guessing, we're going to go ahead and finish up the other side quest here and finish that off. So let's go ahead and inquire about the missing merchant. Alright. What? Cold Hearth? Why would anyone sell their wares in that ghost town? Okay. Very helpful. Audrey? A merchant traveling to Cold Hearth? Wait, that's the guy in league with the Imperials, isn't he? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen him in a while. In league with the Imperials? Alright, you? Yeah, I heard of him. His name's Franck. Some folks say he's doing those people a favor, but I think he's up to something. Alright, we need to search for him here at Alagiri. Oh man, that means we're going to have to ride back, isn't it? Alright, let's find him. There he is. Alright, they're asking about me at Cold Hearth? I'd love to help, but the situation has gotten complicated, you see. The reason I was selling them so cheap is because someone else was footing the bill. Some Imperial soldier. Said he grew up there. He went to the Garleans willingly, if you can believe it. They made him a watchman at one of their labor camps, and he's been funneling all his pay to me. Granted, I keep peddling my goods at Cold Hearth. Afraid his friends and family would refuse his gifts after turning his back on them, he got the smart idea of sending me up there, selling whatever they need for next to nothing. The thing is, he hasn't contacted me in days. A shame, too. On my next trip, I was supposed to deliver this bottle of Arak. It's hard to come by nowadays, but he paid me good money to find it. Would you mind taking it there for me? As for this conversation, I'll leave it up to you whether or not you tell anyone. All things considered, I think he might have wanted someone to know. Alright, well, we're going to have to ride all the way back. Okay. Well, what I might do is go ahead and cut the recording here, and then we'll be back once I'm back at Cold Hearth. Alright, so I will be back in a moment. Alright, we are back at Cold Hearth. So let's talk to Sagar here. Did you find any sign of the merchant? He was paid to come here by an Imperial turncoat? They worked at a labor camp? No, it can't be. A bottle of Iraq. My son said, he said someday we'd... Never mind about the merchant. Here. It's not much, but you deserve it. Thank you for this. Alright, there we go. We can now fly in the peaks. So I'm guessing his continuing quests, if he were to run them, would be to figure out what's happened to his son. So... we're not doing that. I would, but we're just going to proceed on with the main story because I really want to get the Shadowbringers. So, we're going to push on. Alright, Lise. Lise has a proposal. Okay. I've been thinking, if Alice needs more time to heal, maybe we should move her to Ralger's Reach. She can receive much better care there, after all. Our infirmary is probably the best place for her, short of sending her to Gridania. Indeed, and given what Mistress Woad has told us, I would rather she did not remain here. Then it's settled. Nago, go and see about getting us a carriage and an escort. Alphino, you should get your sister ready for the journey. Ayame, would you mind going on ahead and telling Orella that we're on our way? I want a bed waiting for Alice when she arrives. Thanks. Alright. We're heading back to Ralger's Reach. Been a little while since we've been there. Alright, so the infirmary is over here. So let's go ahead and talk to Orella. Right, do you require assistance? Very well, we'll make ready to receive the patient at once. Give me a hand, would you? There. All crisp and freshly laundered. We're here. Is everything in order? Right. We're bringing her in. Honestly, Alphino, you needn't have gone to all this trouble. What can I say? It seemed a good way to discourage you from limping off to battle when my back was turned. Listen to Orella, please. You need your rest. I know, I know. Any news of Kryl? She'll be cross if you make her wait too long, as will I. Ah, A chilling prospect indeed. I'll find her, sister, and I'll fight twice as hard for the both of us. They're good together when they're not at each other's throats. I miss that feeling. Ayame, I have a favor to ask. Would you mind waiting outside for me? I won't be a moment. Alright. We're gonna go wait for Lise. Okay, so here's our destination.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. Well, what do you think? I know it's a bit old-fashioned, but in a traditional sort of way, Ida wore it whenever she could. Not that I'm pretending to be her or anything. Not again. It's just, if this is the last battle we fight to free Alamigo, then she ought to be a part of it.
All right. It suits you. Indeed it does.
It's nice of you to say so. And a bit embarrassing. But mostly nice. Anyway, the real reason I asked you here was to sneak in a warm-up before the final battle. There's this place I know where monks used to spar as part of their training. Care to join me?
Alright, a bit of a sparring match release. Alright. And her new outfit. So, let's go ahead and see what she wants here. Alright, maybe we got a little carried away, but you have to admit that was fun. Thank you, Ayame. You're the best kind of friend, the kind that's not afraid to knock some sense into you. Alright, let's grab that material. Alright, cheek to cheek. Okay, achievement. Alright, Lisa's feeling relaxed and refreshed. Good. Now that Eorzea is settled in, it's time we rejoin the fight. Though, actually, maybe you and Alphino should go on ahead without me. I need to talk strategy with the officers, and that might take a while. Very well. Where's Alphino? He's over there. Alright, there you are. What was it that Lise wanted of you? A sparring match on the Destroyer's very palm? I would have liked to have seen that. But she is right. We have lingered here long enough. I am ready to depart when you are. Take care, you two. Don't do anything I wouldn't. And you had better not rise from that bed until you are given express permission to do so, or Eorzea will be paying you a visit soon, and he is already worried enough as it is. We have a long road ahead of us. Lead the way, Ayame. Alright. Speak with Pippin at Castrum Abania. Alright. I think we're just about done for the episode today. So I think what we might actually do is go ahead and end it here, because I think this is probably a good spot to stop. And when we come back next episode, we'll talk to Pippin at Castrum Abania, and then we'll be heading into the locks to get started with our work there. So for now, we'll end here. As I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.